There comes a time when you realize the only way to change your life is to change yourself. And sometimes changing yourself means letting go of people, things, and habits that no longer serve you. And there's power in doing so. The power of release. Let's talk about it on Optimal Expression. Hello and welcome to Optimal Expression, where we embrace our greatest potential to manifest our wildest dreams. Good people, we are once again talking about our power, our superpowers. And when we're talking about our powers, we're talking about gaining the most that we can out of life, making the most that we can of this life by utilizing powers that lie dormantly within us until we understand and come into the awareness that we can consciously use these powers to our benefit as well as others. But power is not always about gaining. It's not always about getting. It's not always about picking up. Sometimes we also have to learn when to release something, when to release someone that is no longer serving us, right? Yeah, because there's only so much baggage you can hold before your hands hurt and you're ready to let it go and put it down so you can be free of those burdens. And that's what the power of release is all about. Releasing the burdens. And in that freedom is power. So let's get into it. Releasing and letting go of things that no longer serve you clears your energy. And in the clearing of that energy, we gain power. It's what they call getting your power back. Because when you're holding on to something, you are giving your power to that thing that you just can't let go of. What are some of the things that we hold on to that we probably just need to let go of? Let's talk about it. Grudges, anger, guilt, resentment, regret, material things, bad habits, people, and fear. It causes a blockage for us. Energy is not flowing properly. It messes with our frequency. Yeah, there's that word again. Because let's remember that the whole universe operates on frequency. So the way you feel affects what happens to you, cause and effect. The type of thoughts and feelings that you harbor internally affects what happens to you. It determines what happens to you or what doesn't happen to you. When you have these energies that you're holding on to, it's in your electromagnetic energy field that's around you, your aura. We don't see these things, so a lot of times it's easy to forget that they exist, or because we don't see them, we're just not aware that they exist. But that's what determines what you attract into your world and affairs. And that's why it's important to clear your energy as much as you can. That's why we take the salt baths. That's why we use sage, burn sage to clear the energy in our environment and also to sage yourself. I'm real big on that. Sometimes if you're just having a bad day, get yourself a good saging. Sage yourself and save yourself. Anyway, but let's talk about how do we begin to let these things go. We have to begin to change our perspective about it and understand that when you hold a grudge against someone, that's a heavy negative energy. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes people do you wrong, and you got a right to be pissed about it. You got a right to be upset. You got a right to be angry and you have a right to express it. But then it's time for it to be over. Okay? And just because you decide to no longer be angry about it or angry at them about it, it doesn't mean that what they did is okay. It is best to forgive. And we don't forgive people for their sake. You forgive people for your sake. Because you are free when you decide to let it go. And what does it mean to truly forgive something or forgive someone? It means you don't feel anything anymore. I don't feel any type of ill resentment towards you about this situation. Now, I may understand that, this person doesn't need to be in my circle anymore. They betrayed my trust. And you can put them in their category, and you don't have to be mad. Actually, bless them. Bless them. Free yourself of that heavy energy. Bless them. Hope the best for them, and hope that they learn that they don't have to be that way no more. Hope for the best for them. Now, when you're rotating in that kind of energy, you're attracting blessings to you. But when you stay pissed at somebody and you curse them and you're in the energy of cursing, then you are calling curses to you. So we forgive people for ourselves, not for them. Now, let's talk about guilt. Usually, guilt means that there's probably a need for self-forgiveness. What did you do? Let's keep it real. We're not always in the right. Sometimes we mess up. Sometimes we're the one who's done wrong. When you are holding on to guilt, it is blocking your energy centers because it makes us feel like we're not worthy for certain things. We're not worthy of love. We're not worthy of success because we're feeling guilty about something that we've done to someone in the past. Okay? First and foremost, you have to learn to forgive yourself. Now, and understand that, yes, what you did was wrong. Did you learn your lesson about that situation? Did you understand why it was wrong? Did you know it was wrong when you were doing it? Sometimes we know we in the wrong and we do it anyway, right? Yeah. Hey, I'm guilty. I've done that before, okay? And I also know what it's like to carry around that heavy guilt. And after a while, you're just beating yourself up and it's not serving you any good. Find a way to forgive yourself for what you've done. Seek forgiveness from the other party. They may or may not forgive you, okay? And they have a right to not forgive you if they don't want to, all right? But still wish them well. And most importantly, forgive yourself, knowing that you are a better person because you've learned from your mistake. And regret goes hand in hand with guilt. Because a lot of times we're feeling guilty for something that we've done to someone and we regret the outcome. We regret the consequences of that situation, right? Learn to forgive yourself. Do what you can to make amends for what you've done wrong. And in your heart, knowing that you sincerely apologize, right? That's the best you can do about it. And then be a better person moving forward. But learn to forgive yourself. Stuff backs up sometimes. Sometimes we got a whole bunch of stuff. Have you ever been to somebody's house and it's just absolutely cluttered? They got stuff up the walls. You go in their living room, it's just things laying around. Old stuff. People got closets full of stuff back to the 90s. Okay, maybe not that far back, even if it's back to early 2000. That was 20 years ago. That's 20 years old. Why you still got that in there? It's over 20 years. Why am I bringing this up? Because a lot of times we're seeking prosperity. Who doesn't want prosperity in their lives, right? Sometimes we're looking to expand ourselves monetarily or in terms of material things. This is a physical existence. Of course, we want to enjoy some of the good physical stuff in life. The law of prosperity, or I should say, one of the laws of prosperity is the vacuum law of prosperity that says that we have to make room for the things that we want. So, take a moment, clear out your closet, take those things out that you're no longer wearing, donate those things. Donate them. Give them to somebody else who needs them. And when you do that, you make room for more material things to come in. Okay? Sometimes we reach a point where you got all the stuff you can get, and now you want more. But the universe isn't going to continue to give you more if you don't know how to give. It's always a two-way street. So you can't expect to receive and you never give. Give. Give some things away. Give some of your time. Give some of your talents. In letting these things go and blessing someone in that way, you are now blessing yourself because you've sowed a seed and it's a law that has got to come back to you. And that brings me on to habits. Are you ready to change your life right now? Then what are you doing about it? Sometimes we have habits that we need to let go of that keep us from attaining that next level. You can't go to the next level doing the same old stuff. You might need to change some of your eating habits. Are you trying to become more healthy? Here's the thing about your eating habits too that you need to understand. The things that you take into your body, they affect you. How much energy do you have? If you're taking in a lot of heavy carbs or taking in a lot of heavy meats, you might be dragging. You might be tired. And then you don't have the energy to carry through with the task that you need to accomplish to take yourself to the next level, to start writing that book, to start shooting your videos, to start writing that blog, to do what it takes to make the moves to start your business, right? So we got to change some of those habits. And I ain't trying to give you a Baptist sermon. Live how you want to live, but understand that some things need to change and some habits you need to release if you're going to expect a different experience and a different life. And that brings me to people. We all know some toxic people, right? And in the same way that if you're trying to advance your life and you need to change some of those habits to allow you to do that, we got to take stock in how many people are holding us back because they're negative people, or because they don't believe in you, or they don't believe in your dream, or they just have the type of habits that you're trying to get away from. If you're trying to eat better, if you're trying to change your habits and not drink as much, and you're trying to stay out the bar, you might need to stop hanging out with that buddy that's always at the bar. Hey, it don't mean that you love him any less, but it's time to release the old and get some friends who are working out. Get some friends who are eating better. Get some friends who are meditating. Get some friends who are positively manifesting. Get some friends that are already doing the things that you want to do. Pick up the new friends. Let go of some of those old toxic friends. Those friends who always got something bad to say, always complaining, always talking about other people, or even worse, always talking about you. How many of us got friends that we feel bad or feel worse every time you get off the phone with them, right? Love them from a distance. I love you while you over there. Stay over there. I see you. Yeah, I'm going to holler at you later, though. I got some other stuff to do. Let go. Let them go. Let them be. Okay? And who knows, maybe you'll inspire them to turn things around. And now, we move on to fear. And fear is the biggest killer of dreams. It is that Goliath that stands tall and towers over us and tells you, who do you think you are to want better for yourself? Be real. You can never have that. You can never be that. Who's going to do that? Not you. And fear puts you back in your place, and you cower to a corner like, I don't know why I thought I could do it. Yeah. And I know, because I know I've been fighting fear for a long time. And the biggest way to release fear is to recognize when the fear is there, but understand that the fear is your biggest roadblock to success. And when you recognize the fear is there, you need to learn to do it anyway. And what happens is, in doing what you feared to do and seeing that, hey, I'm still standing, then do it again and do it again and do it again. And in time, when you do things regardless of the fear, the success will come. It's going to come because fear is not ruling your life anymore, okay? And the way you release the fear is to say, I don't care that the fear is there anymore. I'm not going to let this fear hold me back. Holding on to the fear keeps you grounded in a place where you don't want to be when you're ready to fly, right? Holding on to that fear keeps you stuck in place in a hangman position. But when you're ready to rise and shine, you got to look fear in the eye and say, I see you, but I'm going to do it anyway. Do it anyway. Have the courage and the faith to walk out and walk in your power and do what the fear says that you can't. And when you continuously defy fear and you see that you're still standing, fear will be way behind you and you won't have to worry about it anymore. Okay? So, let that fear go. With that being said, I hope this message resonated with you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you right here, one more game for optimal expression.